So the Boston Red Sox have made a trade with the Pittsburgh Pirates to acquire pitcher Johan Oviedo, as well as a couple prospects from the Pirates system in exchange for the password and Red Sox pitching prospect Jesus Travieso. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Why didn't the Red Sox save the password for a bigger deal later on? Which is valid because he is one of the Red Sox top prospects in their system. It was inevitable that he was going to be traded because there just isn't a role for him with this Boston Red Sox team right now. They have an outfield jam. He's an outfield prospect. And what you have to keep in mind is that the interest has to be there with other teams. This isn't just a Red Sox thing where if the Red Sox want to move somebody, they just get moved. Maybe they fielded calls on him and there wasn't as much interest as they thought. Now, keep in mind, the password did make his major league debut in 2025 late in the season due to injury, and it was blatantly obvious that he needed some more time in the minors because he did struggle after that debut, and sometimes that does make teams a little bit wary, so the interest may not have been there as much as we thought. But the good news about all of this, the Red Sox still have tradable pieces. Jarren Duran, somebody who likely is still going to be moved this offseason because of the outfield logjam. Johan Oviedo, would he be used potentially in another trade later on? The Red Sox still have assets to trade. Could this also indicate that Brayan Bello is on the move? Do the Red Sox feel like they'd rather take the chance on Oviedo as a Bello replacement in the rotation, and they're still looking for another number 2 starting pitcher down the road? I wouldn't necessarily jump to a conclusion just yet that they have settled on Oviedo as the number 2, but there are some exciting aspects of his game. His whiff rate is very high, especially on his fastball. That's something that'll definitely give him a lot of potential. The walk rate is definitely something that's a concern, and there are injuries that are a concern, but there's a lot of high upside there in terms of his talent, and he could serve as a reliable middle of the rotation guy if the Red Sox do decide to keep him here. But let's see what happens next week at the winter meetings, because still lots of questions here that remain. Some exciting prospects that the Red Sox also got back. Well, let's see if we follow them, how they continue to progress in the Red Sox system. But my initial reaction, yes, the password is a relatively steep price to pay for a pitcher with some question marks, but let's see how this all pans out. I would like to feel like this is indicative of another move down the road that likely involves Jarren Duran and maybe either Oviedo himself or another pitcher. Make sure you tune in to Locked On Red Sox on any podcast platform for more on the Red Sox offseason and their moves.